Come to order and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Dion.
Here.
Bachman.
Here.
Branderhorst.
Here.
Van Strylen.
Here.
Skiba.
Here.
Peterson.
Here. Very good. I would like to announce that there will be a policy and planning meeting following the regular council meeting to discuss the proposed amended wage scale for 2019 and 20, the proposed health and dental plan premiums for 19 and 20, and the proposed personnel policy manual update. We will move on to item number 2, the approval of the tentative agenda. Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Van Strylen? Support. Support Bachoven. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Van Strylen.
Yes.
Bachman.
Yes.
Branderhorst.
Yes.
Skiba.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Dion.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to item 3, reappointment of Rachel Sparks to the Library Board of Trustees. I would like to reappoint Rachel Sparks to serve on the Library Board of Trustees. Rachel was appointed to the Library Board on July 1st, 2016 to serve a 3-year term. She is eligible for and willing to serve a second term. Rachel and her family live at 1300 North Prairie Street in Pella. She is a stay-at-home mom with 2 young children. Rachel attended 32 of the 35 board meetings held during her first term. If approved, Rachel's second term would expire on June 30th, 2022. Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Support. Branderhorst and support Peterson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Branderhorst.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Dion.
Yes.
Bachman.
Yes.
Van Strylen.
Yes.
Skiba.
Yes.
Motion carried. I would also on to number 4. I would like to appoint Dinker.
Kesavapale.
Deniker. Kesavapale to the Library Board of Trustees to serve on the Library Board of Trustees. Members of the Library Board are appointed for 3-year terms and are eligible to serve 2 terms. Deniker works as an IT professional at Pella Corporation. He and his family live at 113 Hemlock of Pella. If approved, his term would begin on July 1, 2019 and expire on July 30, 2022. Do I hear a motion for approval?
Support.
I support Van Strylen, and I apologize for the poor pronunciation.
Waiting for you to try to pronounce that.
Yeah, everybody that saw this on the agenda was just waiting, right?
What was that name again?
Yeah, it's right there on your page. All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Skiba.
Yes.
Van Strylen.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Dion.
Yes.
Bachman.
Yes.
Branderhorst.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to number 5, appointment of Susie Card to the Library Board of Trustees. I would like to appoint Susie Card to serve on the Library Board of Trustees. Members of the Library Board are appointed for 3-year terms and are eligible to serve 2 terms. Susie is the UNISERV Director for the Iowa State Education Association and a former teacher. She and her husband Jeff live at 1012 Franklin Street in Pella, and if approved, her term will begin on July 1, 2019 and expire on June 30, 2022. Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Bachoven?
Support.
Support Van Strylen. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Bachman.
Yes.
Van Strylen.
Yes.
Skiba.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Dion.
Yes.
Branderhorst.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to public forum. If there's anyone in attendance that would like to discuss any agenda items, please step forward, state your name, where you live, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing none, we'll move on to item C, approval of the tentative agenda. Do I hear a motion for approval? Skiba?
Support.
Support DeYoung. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Skiba.
Yes.
Dion.
Yes.
Bachman.
Yes.
Branderhorst.
Yes.
Van Strylen.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to public hearings. Item 1A, a public hearing on the lift station repairs project. Mike, if you explain, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to. I'd like to refer everyone's attention to the big board for a brief presentation on this item. As the mayor said this evening, what this evening's public hearing is about is proposed improvement to the city's lift station repairs, repairs of their lift station. In essence, what this resolution would do would include plans, specifications, in the form of contract, as well as accepts the engineer's estimate of cost, and ultimately awards the contract for the city's lift station repairs project. Now, we have listed up on the big board the proposed improvements at the lift stations that we are proposing with this contract. It's important to note that we held a bid opening on May 22nd. Synergy Contracting was the low bidder at $63,000. Corey, please go ahead. Now, after reviewing the bids, it is important to note that Fox Engineering was the engineer on the project. Their opinion of probable cost was $45,000. However, they are recommending awarding the contract to Synergy in the amount of $63,000. One of the recommendations, the primary recommendation, was his time is of the essence in making these repairs to the city's lift stations, as there's some issues with some of the parts that are no longer being serviced by the original manufacturer on this as well. So our recommendation is to proceed with the contract with Synergy for $63,000, even though it is above the engineer's estimate of $45,000 for this. And this is the recommendation that we received from the city's engineer as well. Now, if council decides to approve this resolution, ultimately the contract for this project is important to note. We will issue a notice of strategic contractor on July 19th of this year. And we're hoping to have this job done by October 30th. Court, is that it for this?
That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Mr. Mayor, that concludes our presentation. Be more than happy to answer any questions the mayor and council may have on this item.
Thank you, Mike. Mandy, any written comments received?
No.
Any oral comments from council?
Where's Synergy out of?
Bondurant.
Any other questions?
What kind of controls we got in there, Denny? I mean, that's a chunk of this work other than the ladder and stuff.
It is, and that
There's some
was the
sensors?
lack of, both contractors that bid it, only were able to get one control person, one electrician to bid the thing, so there was very little. We considered, do we just, throw these bids out and push it on to the next bigger project? We just can't afford that amount of time. A bigger project could be 6 months to a year out, depending on DNR review, and those level sensors are critical.
Yeah.
We've already replaced the third one with newer technology, but of course, these others are 35 years old, I believe, if I've done the math right.
Yeah, the sensors probably cost
So,
$500.
we maybe get took a little bit, but that's the only interest we can drum up, so.
Yeah. Not a pleasant place to install them.
No, plus there's a 90 coming apart down in the wet well, and that was another variable here, and that could come apart tonight. And it's an extremely unpleasant project in a wet well, if you know what, so. It's two real critical pieces and the 90 that's in a bad situation, so.
Tell Synergy we're busy.
Any oral comments from members of the audience? Seeing none, do I hear motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
DeYoung? Support Skibout. All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk call the roll.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Skibout.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Bachhoven.
Yes.
Randall.
Yes.
Van Strylen.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to 1B, resolution number 5977, entitled Resolution Approving Plan Specifications, Formal Contract, Estimate of Cost, Receiving of Bids, and Making Award of Contract for the Lift Station Repair Project. Mike, is there anything to add?
No, sir.
Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Bachhoven?
Support.
Support Peterson. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk call the roll.
Bachhoven.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Randall.
Yes.
Van Strylen.
Yes.
Skibout.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to petitions and communications. Item 1A, special event permit request for the 4th of July activities. Mike, if you please explain.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to. This is an annual request, and this event is actually being sponsored by the City of Pella. Now, it is important to note for this year's planned activities on the 4th of July, we do have a change in schedule, and this change is being made at the recommendations of the volunteer group to assist the city with planning the activities. And as you can see, generally, the timing of most events has been pushed to either late afternoon or evening, and that's to accommodate the heat concerns in scheduling activities. Jeanette, I don't know if you have anything further to add on that. So with that, this is our proposed schedule.
don't think, so just the big thing is pushing all that stuff just to get out of the heat of the day and just try to condense the timeline a little bit too, to make it easier for families to, instead of running an all-day thing, it'll be just in the evening, so.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Ms. Stryland?
Support.
Vanderhorst? Discussion? Jeanette, I want to compliment everybody for doing that, pushing it back into the cooler time of the day. I know there have been past 4th of July celebrations that have either been canceled or for whatever reason, they were difficult to manage, and I think this is one of those things that we can try to control that and make sure that everybody has an enjoyable, safe opportunity to have fun. So. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Dan Stryland.
Yes.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Skibout.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Bachoven.
Yes.
Motion carries. On to 1B, resolution number 5978, entitled "The Resolution Temporarily Closing Public Ways or Grounds in Connection with a Special Event Known as the 4th of July Activities." Mike, is there anything to add?
No, sir.
Do I hear a motion for approval? Skibout.
Support.
Support Peterson. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Skibout. Peterson.
Yes.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Bachoven.
Yes.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Dan Stryland.
Yes.
Carried. On to number 2, a new Class C liquor license with Sunday sales and catering privileges for Buenos Corporation, DBA Centeros. Mike, if you please explain.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to. Once again, as the mayor said, we're entertaining a proposal for the liquor license from Williams Corporation. And they are located at 1205 Washington Street. It's important to note, as council background, catering privilege allows licensee to provide and serve alcohol at private and social gatherings on this. Now, the proposal for the term of the new license is 12 months and will expire if approved by the city council on June 3rd, 2020. The vendor has submitted all required approvals under the state of Iowa, as well as the City of Pella, and we are recommending approval this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mike. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Vanderhorst?
Support.
Support Baco? Discussion?
This is the Caldera location.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Bachoven.
Yes.
Dan Stryland.
Yes.
Skibout.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to resolutions. Item number 1, resolution number 5979, entitled "Resolution Appointing UMB Bank, N.A. of Kansas City, Missouri to serve as substitute paying agent, registrar, and transfer agent." Mike, if you'd explain, please.
Be happy to, Mr. Mayor. As the mayor said, with this resolution, we do appoint UMB as the paying agent, register agent, transfer agent, in replacement of Bankers Trust for the city of Pella. And just to let council get background on this, the city is required to have a paying agent, register agent, transfer agent anytime you issue municipal debt. And so Bankers Trust is currently traditionally been one of the 2 firms that have handled or served in this role for the city of Pella, pending debt issue with this. They've been acquired by UMB Bank, so what we're simply doing is substituting Bankers Trust for UMB Bank as a new agent on the associated bond issues that were associated with Bankers Trust. Now, with this, it's important to note that our bond counsel, as well as the city's financial advisors, are recommending this action and this. And as we said, this is all due to the UMB Bank acquiring Bankers Trust. Now, with this, it is important to note that we are required legally, as part of our debt issues, to post notice in the market, as well as the change in the paying agent from Bankers Trust to UMB, and also to give all notices to bondholders and note holders as well, Mr. Mayor. So with this, we are recommending approval of this action, and this is simply just due to the recognition that UMB Bank is acquiring Bankers Trust. So I believe that concludes our staff report this evening. You can answer any questions the mayor and council may have on this item.
Thank you, Mike. Do I hear a motion for approval?
Support.
Support Skibout. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
DeYoung.
Yes.
Skibout. Peterson.
Yes.
Bachoven.
Yes.
Vanderhorst.
Yes.
Dan Stryland.
Yes.
Motion carried. Number 2, resolution number 5980, entitled "A Resolution Approving Engineering Services Agreement with Fox Engineering Associates, Inc. for the West Clerk 3rd Street sanitary relief sewer improvements. Mike, if you please explain.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, and as the mayor stated this evening, what we have is a proposed engineering services agreement with Fox Engineering and it's for construction of the new sanitary sewer relief project. This proposed project is on West 3rd Street from Liberty Street to Union Street. We have a picture of the street segment up on the big board as well. Now, as far as the agreement, the services that are involved in this, additional services, anytime we enter an engineering services contract, would be design, bidding, and construction observation services. Description of the project that we have is important enough. The proposed project is roughly 450 million feet of storm sewer as well. And it is very important to note that this project was included in 2009 as far as the mandated projects by the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. And so with that, let's go ahead and do some work. Now, what we have listed up on the board is a breakdown of the fees here for council's review. As you can see, a total not to exceed just shy of $100,000 for this project. Now, overall, when you look at this project, the engineering fees for this project are somewhat skewed when you look at the total cost of construction. And generally, this is the case anytime you have lower, I would say, lower contracts with it. Anytime you get into public improvements and you bid public improvements on it, there's a certain amount of engineering services that needs to take place due to a legislative requirement. What that typically does for smaller projects, it adds the percentage of engineering compared to the overall cost of the project as well. Based on our review and considering this is a mandated project by the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, we are recommending proceeding with the engineering contract this evening with Fox Engineering. So with that, Mr. Mayor, that concludes our presentation. We're going to answer any questions the mayor and council may have on this item.
Thank you, Mike. Do I hear motion for approval?
So moved.
Support Peterson, support Skibout. Discussion?
Denny, what size is in there now?
10 inch.
10 inch.
And I apologize, I forgot to introduce, Steve Sapir is here from Fox Engineering also, I forgot on the last time. Yeah, it's 10 inch going to 15.
So is all the rest of West 3rd, what size is that?
8s and 10s. Remember at our South Street here, that was up, it turns west and goes across Central's campus to the
Yeah.
west as a 15.
Okay.
And on that, was that Peace or Union? Anyways, it goes east, it was put in as a 12 or 15 many years ago. So we know this is the bottleneck. We've done those studies, we've observed during the storm. I got hit by lightning a couple times, so we've been there and done that. We know this stretch, this is a major improvement. Will this eliminate all the backups? Probably not, but it's a major step forward. Kind of similar to the one we did on East 3rd. This is very similar. We know it'll relieve that side of town.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk call the roll.
Peterson?
Yes.
Skibout? DeYoung?
Yes.
Bachhoven?
Yes.
Randall? Yes. Van Strylen?
Yes.
Motion carried. We'll move on to claims. Abstract of bills number 2032. Do I hear a motion for approval? Motion to approve and issue warrants by Skibout. Support DeYoung. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk call the roll.
Skibout? DeYoung?
Yes.
Bachhoven?
Yes.
Randall? Yes. Van Strylen?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Motion carried. On to other business. Do any council members have any business that needs to be brought before the council at this time?
I just might mention that this afternoon Larry and I walked and eyeballed the disc golf course at Big Rock Park. I can't speak for you, but I don't see any problem.
Okay.
They're keeping a lot of native and original vegetation there, trees, shrubs, ground covers. I was impressed enough to say, I don't think I'll be playing that disc course because there's a lot of trees in the way. And those who do play, I admire your ability.
All right, very good. Any other comments from
Well,
council?
Danny, is there a solution to that country club drive drainage thing,
The driveway?
You know,
driveway?
Unfortunately, time's got away from us. Grimes would give us an opportunity. They weren't gonna start till after 2 of time. And they gave us an opening, they said, hey, care if we do it the way, well, no, you get it done, but they didn't get, the punch list items, and now it's been a month later. They're trying to squeeze the cleanup and those fillets and flares, and they did come yesterday for a half a day, did a bunch of them on Clark, and they hope to be back possibly tomorrow, so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some bad driveways on Country.
Well, so
They're
stinking flat.
substandard, they fall away.
The street's flat, the driveway's flat, and
Yeah, so we'll put an asphalt fill in there. Essentially, they will be small humps in 2 or 3 locations. They don't like us using that term, but
well,
when
yeah,
the
I
house
mean,
is lower than the street, there's not
it's a
much we
bad
can do.
design
Yeah, it is.
when the house,
And nearest we can tell, the curb for that quarter mile of Country Club was like 3 different versions, you might say, and none of it was a full 6 inches. And I know we've been accused of why didn't you mill that? That has never had overlay on it before.
well,
So that one was, we started green,
that's the original street.
and in the gutter line, we put 1.5 to 2 inches, and there's still hardly any curb left. The curb was not a full 6 to start with, so. But, we hope this keeps it together for 15 years, because if we'd have went to total reconstruction, they'd been walking for a quarter mile for 8 weeks at least, so.
One of these days I'll stop and talk to the boy again, so anyway.
Yeah, we've got a couple up on, Edgewood too that are kind of a hazard and bad yet too, but hopefully they'll be here tomorrow or Friday and get some more of them done.
I was gonna talk to you before the meeting, but I didn't get here in time, so, okay, thanks, Dan.
Anything else? I just want to compliment everybody out in TV land that has planted their milkweeds. I've been hearing comments about weeds coming up all over town. So that's good to hear, actually, from my perspective. So I'll be anxious to start hearing about caterpillars and monarch butterflies soon. So I haven't cleared this with the library or with Jeanette, but I'd like to see pictures, if people get pictures of caterpillars and things on their milkweeds. I'd love to have them email them to me. So maybe we can do an award board or a caterpillar board at the library of where all of these caterpillars are coming up. We'll post them on the library and say thank you so much for doing that. So, that being said, I will now open up the floor to the public for comments that you may have or requests. If you'd like to step up, state your name, where you live. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes, and we'll move forward that way.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm Robin Martin. I'm living at 1224 Big Rock Park Road, and my question is, will there be a public discussion of the Frisbee golf course that's emerged in the park? It was referenced briefly.
It's scheduled for policy and planning meeting next council meeting on the 18th. So that would be a great opportunity for input to come in
Those
and talk
meetings
about
are
it.
open to the public.
Oh, absolutely, yep. It'll be what will happen at the very end. It will be policy and planning after the council is over, but we'll talk about the subjects. We'll have a conversation from the residents as well as city staff, council members, and the Frisbee Golf Group.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Christopher Myers, and I live at 1116 West 2nd Street. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for letting me speak in regards to the Big Rock Disc Golf Course. Mark Van Lunnen and I were the individuals who proposed the installation of the disc golf course to the Community Service Board back in 2017. I wanted to explain on the record to why we wanted to have a disc golf course inside Pella city limits. The Pella area currently has 3 disc golf courses within a 9-mile radius. These courses consist of a 9-hole course located at Roberts Creek, which is currently underwater, a 9-hole course designated to introduce kids to the game of disc golf at Jefferson Intermediate, and a private 18-hole course at Central College. These courses are beneficial for our area players, but do not create a pool of players from other communities. The origin of disc golf is a little blurry. The invention of the Frisbee was back in 1966, and the patent for the first disc golf target was submitted in 1975. The reason I provide you this information is because according to the Professional Disc Golf Association, in North America there are 6,566 courses, and that does not take Big Rock Park into consideration. The more courses that you have designated in a specific area, the more likely players are going to come to town. With Pella being a town built on history and tourism, we have seen a positive correlation in revenue when people make the trip to town. This is definitively true with tulip time, but also true with summer recreation activities at the lake and inside Pella Pella city limits. We presented the disc golf course idea to the Community Services Board to bring the first public course inside city limits. The course is planned to add diversity as well as a place to have leagues and tournaments. Our full intention was to have the course completed by the fall of 2019 so that we could have a sanctioned tournament, but not also a city league run in the fall. My hope for this project was to work in partnership with the city staff to help maintain the park as a whole, as well as increase the use of Big Rock Park. On the Saturday of Tool Time, I planned this around with a small group of individuals that I planned less than a week before. We called it the Tool Time Toss, and it brought in 22 disc golfers from the areas around Pella. We had individuals from Des Moines, Ames, Oskaloosa, Ottumwa, and of course, Pella. This event was small with little promotion, but brought in a significant amount of people to the area, young and old alike, who enjoyed the course and loved seeing the large natural trees and was able to experience the beauty of the park. We have worked hand in hand with the city staff to keep the nature of the park and preserve the large trees as well as maintain underbrush and invasive species. Thank you for your time, and please let me know if you have any questions, and feel free to contact me. Thanks.
Thank you.
This will be brief. I'm Suzanne Woodhausen. I live at 1517 Westwood Drive, and my house backs into Big Rock Park. I just have two questions. Number one, is construction halted until the discussion on the 18th?
That was the plan, yes.
Okay.
We've stopped until we have an opportunity to seek input and have a discussion.
Excellent. And on the 18th, will we be discussing the terms of the Kuiper's gift of the land?
We'll be talking about all of the issues that anybody that wants to talk about, whatever it pertains to the park and disc golf course.
Perfect. That's all I need for tonight. See you on the 18th.
Thank you.
The coursework has paused completely from the volunteer group just for that discussion to happen. So from us perspective-wise, we have halted everything just due to those concerns and anything in that regard. So.
Good. Thank you. Very good. Anything else? I broke my glasses. So
Oh, I have one question. Danny, when we were walking around out there today, you know, there's sewer manholes. Obviously, there's strips that were cleared to lay that. When on earth did sewer go in there?
Well, there was an old little treatment plant back in there in the day that was eliminated in '81. That when that trunk went clear around Pella with the 3 new pump stations,
Okay.
the federal, you know, the big dollars when the plant was built and everything, then we picked up those sewers that ran to that small package plant. But I think there might be one new old, there's a stretch, I believe there's 2 sewers, and then there's the new trunk that goes north clear around town. So yeah, there's several
I was
manholes down
shocked
there.
to see that. I had never noticed that.
We did have to armor that bigger bend in that creek, because it was encroaching in on that larger trunk that was put in 81, so.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Bachoven?
Support.
Support Van Strylen. All in favor, please say yes. Opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll.
Bachoven?
Yes.
Van Strylen?
Yes.
Skiba?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
DeYoung?
Yes?
Randall?